started teaching in Charlotte. I taught for 3 years, and I loved it. I found out that we were going to be moving back to Florida, so I knew that I would start a new chapter in my life here because our son was going to high school, so why would I keep teaching preschool? So I gave away all of my stuff because I also knew that I would not find another church that I loved as much as Assurance United Methodist. We moved back to Florida. I take a year. Bobby says, find a little job for some fun weekend money. So I did. I was actually working, though, at a local orthodontist office and wasn't finding that as fulfilling as teaching preschool. So one day, as luck would have it, I was working at the orthodontist office all by myself, and it was lunchtime, and I was getting ready to go to lunch. And the gentleman had placed the treasure chest, which is a little like classified ad, newspapery thing that they would throw in people's driveways back then, or in front of their office doors. And I opened it up and I looked at it, not really looking for anything special, but like a little neon sign flashing at me was this little tiny ad. It said, Christian Preschool looking for a 4-year-old lead teacher. And I went, no. And I put it down on my desk, and I grabbed my purse, and I got ready to leave. I got, a few yards away from the door, and I felt this overwhelming urge to go back. The urge said, go back. And I was like going, no, go back. I said, okay. So I went back, and I read the ad again, and I said no again. And I put it down and I walked away. I almost got my hand on the doorknob, and this time the overwhelming urge said, go back and call. A little bit more specific, a little stronger. And to this day, I get goosebumps still when I'm telling this story. So I was like, okay, I'll go back, I'll call. So I went and I called for our charter members, the ones that have been here for more than 16 years. If you remember Brenda Beaver, she was our office manager, so like Marilyn now is today, a jack of all trades, took care of all of us. She answered the phone, and I said, hi, my name's Marti Pacheco. I'm calling about the preschool ad. She goes, excuse me? I said, I'm calling about the preschool ad? And she goes, oh. She goes, no, hold on a minute. So she puts Renee on the phone. Renee was Carbio. She was the director at the time. So Renee answers the phone in the Lakeside, true fashion, and I explain again who I am and why I'm calling. And she goes, no, that's impossible. I was like going, look, is this 407-323-6560? And she said, it is. I said, well, then either you're being pranked or you placed the ad, or they've got the number wrong. So she said, no. She goes, I missed the deadline. She goes, that ad's not supposed to run until next week. And I was like, oh. I said, well, I won't be here next week. I'll be in Colorado. So I really feel to this day that overwhelming urge to go back was to go back to preschool, to go back and call. And I feel that God led me here. And I'm still here. So, like I say, 16 and a half years, and I love working here. The people are amazing. Becky, you're amazing. They're all amazing. I don't know what I would do without the love and support of each one of our office staff, our volunteers, our praise team, my teaching staff, the families that come through here, the grandparents that come through here, the kids. It's the whole package, and they're the real deal. It's amazing, and I love it. So why am I up here today on, not the stage, but the platform? That's the new word. It still feels odd to me. But anyway, on the platform, well, Pastor Dan has asked me 3 times. So this was the 3rd time. The first one I said no, and I had to sit down. The second one, I was like, The third one, I, without hesitation, said absolutely. So was that the Holy Spirit again, or was it because it was Valentine's Day that he was talking about? Was it because it was still like a month and a half away? I don't know, but here I am. So again, if you'll bear with me, I'm not normally used to doing this. I'm a little nervous. So he wanted me to tell you or share with you what I have learned about working here at the preschool ministry of Lakeside for all these years. So here goes. And we all know I have lots and lots and lots of really good stories, and some of them are really juicy. But I promise I'm not going to use all of them. I'm not going to embarrass anybody. So anyway, here goes. So since it's Valentine's Day, I just decided that the title of my message is Love One Another and Be Kind, which is one of my favorite songs that they sing in preschool. Like I say, it's Valentine's Day, so we'll talk about love. Kids have an innate desire to love, to give their love freely and unconditionally. And they want that in return. And they give what they're given at home. A child, they come in, sometimes they're shy and they cling to their mommy. Sometimes they come in and act like they own the place already and they're willing to just sit down and join right in and start playing with the other students, sit down and enjoy snack. They're giving you hugs and knuckle bumps and high fives throughout the tour and stuff. You just feel like they already belong. They're one of God's children. Of course, they already belong. And I'm glad that they feel safe and loved already. I just polled our room moms, our PAC team last Tuesday, and said, okay, we just did our big Christmas or winter trail. That was our Christmas program postponed to a winter trail. And I said, how did we do? How are we doing as a school? Are you getting your money's worth? Do you feel like the education value is there? And they all said yes, they love it here. Gave me a little bit of information about other little housekeeping things, but I said, okay, we'll do it. But again, what they said, the main thing they said was that they felt a sense of family and a sense of belonging. And that's what we've always tried to do here at Lakeside. We try to do it at 305 and try to carry it on here to 121. So it's still that warm, nurturing, welcome family. And without, Kathy, pre-COVID, goodness gracious, the hugs, who on Sundays, she was the first one at Lakeside to give me my hug. And it was actually the day I went to interview. So thank you for that, Miss Kathy. We're still hugging, kind of. So other than teaching ABCs and 1, 2, 3s and their colors and their shapes, our teachers also really work on the social and emotional part. The kids might be little, but they've got big feelings. So just imagine you're looking forward that you're 3 or 4. So just go way back. And I think that you want to build, you've been dreaming about this idea that you want to build at blocks. And it's the most amazing tower, the best architectural design the world has ever seen. And the only thing you can think about is wait till I get to school the next day and build it in the block section. And you start building and you're so excited and you're going, look at this, and you keep building and you keep building. And before you know it, you're finally done. And it's a masterpiece. And you get the teacher's attention to please come take a picture because this has to be documented because obviously it's the best thing ever. And before the teacher can find her phone and snap that picture, little Sally comes over and plays Godzilla and just knocks it down. Well, big feelings, What's the first instinct? They probably want to go like, what'd you do that for? They get hurt, they get angry, they get frustrated. So the teachers are there to help them work through that. Sometimes they can work through it on their own, which is awesome. That's what we want to see. But definitely by the time we leave Lakeside, we want them to know that they're who they are and that they're comfortable for standing up for themselves and comfortable in problem solving as well as knowing their ABCs and 1, 2, 3s. So those big feelings of, little Johnny and Sally the Godzilla monster are, top priority. Part of the social and emotional comes with giving those kids those hugs. Not only a hello hug or a goodbye hug, ones that's going to make them feel, think of it yourself. How do you feel when you get a good, genuine hug? And we know Kathy can give them all day, every day. We even have our therapy hugs that we call them. Take a deep breath in while we're hugging. Pre-COVID, Pastor Dan. But anyway, how do you feel? Does it make you feel warm? Does it make you feel loved? Makes you feel cared about? So Kathy also once told me that you needed 14 hugs a day. So I Googled that, Miss Kathy. Just for today, I Googled that. We need more than 14. We actually need 24. We need 4 hugs for survival. Think about that. 4 hugs, just that human touch, just for survival. We need 8 hugs just to maintain, a level of comfortable stress level. And we need 12 for growth. So just think, 24 hugs a day. So you guys better get busy hugging your loved ones. We need that human touch. There was one day I remember over at 305, I was walking into the sanctuary to do chapel every morning like we used to do pre-COVID. And it was something that we always start the day with was chapel. It was the best way to start the day. But it was a Monday, and everything that could go wrong that day went wrong. I was just in such a funk. I was like walking with somebody else into the sanctuary from that little side office door. And I was like going, I just need God to just know that he's listening, for help, that I'm asking for help. Where'd it go? Fell it. Anyway, just weird. I just wanted him to reach down and give me a hug. And like I said, nobody in the school could hear that. And there's no way they could have because I was almost whispering it too. But I sit down on the steps of the platform, and I'm sitting down right smack dab in the middle, and I'm there with the microphone, and I'm just waiting for the kids to start coming in. None of the kids were in the sanctuary yet. And in comes one of the cutest, little tiniest 2-year-olds that we've ever had. Tiniest, for real. We call her Tater Tot these days. It was Tatum McBride. She comes in and she looks at me. She gets to that main section of chairs and she looks right at me. And I'm like staring right at her. And she puts her arms up like this. And I was like, I wonder what she's going to do. Is she going to fly down the aisle? I'm ready. I'm ready to catch her. What are we going to do? And she just walks right straight up to me and hugs me. And I was like, if that wasn't an immediate response to, I just want God to reach down and give me a hug. Well, that just turned my whole day around, just like that. So I appreciate Tatum for doing that and just knowing that God wanted her to do that and doing it. But my stress level went from here all the way down to here. And I was like, thank you, Jesus. You're amazing. If Tatum could be here to help me with this microphone, it'd be awesome. So children love, I think, with a pure heart. Some come in our doors, like I said earlier, pouring it out immediately. Some we have to work for it. We've got to earn their trust. We need to let them know that they're safe, that we're going to take care of them, and that this is a happy place. There's kids their size, kids their age, toys that they love, and we just need to earn that. We've got to work a little bit harder. It just makes it all that much sweeter. This time of year that we're in right now, I always refer to as the sweet time of the year. If you are in early childhood or if you've ever taken a class in early childhood, even a seminar, they will tell you that you will have to tell a child, a toddler, 1,000 times before it starts sinking in. So Sam, there's still time, buddy. I'm going to pick on Sam because he was one of our Lakeside students, one of our graduates. So anyway, the kids, like I said, they need to feel trust. We need to earn it. I'm sorry with this microphone. But as adults, it might be a little bit harder to learn that trust or to give that trust. We have to work doubly hard sometimes with some of the parents to let them know that this is a fun, safe thing, and we do that by taking pictures of their kid. We'll tell mom and dad, if you're missing your child today, it's their first day at school, and you obviously can't stay in the class with them all day, then let us know, and we'll take a picture, and we'll send it to you. And they eat that up. They love it. So it just puts them at ease, and they go, oh, I feel like I'm right there in the classroom with them, and they appreciate it. It's also one thing that they have taught me working here, the kids have taught me, is they live in the moment. So like I say, whether they've got big feelings about, having their blocks knocked over, or they're so excited that they can't stand it because they want to go and see, their friends in their classroom or their teachers, they live in the moment. If it's lunch, they're going to eat lunch. They're going to play if they're going to play. They're going to come give you a hug if they feel like giving you a hug. It can be a child, and the living in the moment. It can be a roller coaster. You never ever know what's coming around the corner. And for us in the office, and the ladies in the office can attest to this too. It might be something as simple as a hug. It could be a child that just got sick in a classroom, and we've got to go help clean that up. It can be a plugged up toilet, for goodness sakes, and we have to go take care of that. It could be a snake on their way to the playground, and they got scared of the snake. Thankfully, we haven't had any dangerous ones yet. It could be birthday cards being dropped off by Miss Joanne and Mr. Don. Miss Joanne does all of our birthday cards for all of our kids here at school. She also makes really good brownies, and she drops those off all the time. It can be Miss Lisa dressed up as an inflatable turkey at Thanksgiving, or Cat in the Hat at Dr. Seuss's birthday, which is coming up. And you just never know. She could be coming in dressed as a gorilla. You just never know with Lisa, so you never know what's going around the corner. It can be the sheriff's helicopter flying over, and we hear it, we go into lockdown. It's a long list of stuff that just covered by our last sentence on our job descriptions here at Lakeside, and anything else that needs to be done. So it kind of blankets everything. I'd like to take a second and describe our office staff. One of the most loving and supportive staff I've ever had the chance to work with. And I'm old, I've worked a lot, but this is a warm, again, nurturing, welcoming, supportive environment. Same thing with my teachers. Ask them anything, they will do it. Ask the church staff anything, they will do it. Again, just very supportive and loving, and I don't think I could find a better group of people to work with. And that goes for our church families too. Love pretty much covers it all, but another thing that's worth mentioning is everyone needs to feel important. They need to feel like they matter. They need to be validated. The first year or second year that I worked here at Lakeside, again over at 305, I was teaching, and I had this little boy in my classroom named Chris. And Chris came to us, I'm going to say maybe October or November, and he had been in preschool before. We don't know where, but now he was at Lakeside. And Chris was smart. He was a cute little blonde hair, brown-eyed, freckled-faced little boy, and he loved to talk. He had a lot to say. And so I couldn't get through a toy or a story time without him interrupting probably 5 or 6 times. I couldn't get through a science experiment without him interrupting 5 or 6 times. So I finally, after a week and a half, decided to ask his mom to bring him in 15 minutes early every day that he was there. He was there Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. So she goes, why? I said, I just want to talk to him. Just talk. I said, we can do breakfast, we can do snack. I just want to talk to him, see if it helps. So she said, okay, I will. So she brought him in on Monday morning, 15 minutes early. And I had a little snack arranged on a table, a couple little toys, and morning activities. And I said, okay. I said, bye, Mom. I said, we're going to talk. He goes, what are we doing? I said, we're going to play and we're going to talk. So we did until the first student started arriving. We did that on Wednesday, and we did that on Friday. We did it the following week, and it worked. He just needed to share with me what he had done from the time he had left me until the time he had got back. He just loved to talk to me, and I loved hearing his stories, so invest that time. It made him feel validated, made him feel important, and he was, and he is, even today, and he's, oh my goodness, in college. So words of affirmation also go a long way with just about anybody. If you don't think you need them, it's nice to hear you've done a good job. It's nice to hear, is there anything you need any help with? They go a long way, even with the littles. So how today can you validate your spouse or your children or your mom and dad? How can you do that? Listen to them, take a few minutes, hold their hand, talk to them. Let them know that they care or that you care about them. We need to teach our kids how to share when they come in at 2 or 3 years old. They need to share with a happy heart. Keep their hands to themselves, to be kind, to say you're sorry, to ask for forgiveness, more importantly, to give forgiveness. Again, little Johnny and Sally, the Godzilla with the blocks. After you help with that, intervene and help them work through that problem, just hearing them say, okay, do you forgive her? Yes, I forgive you, but don't do that again, please. It goes a long way, and again, hugs, ties it all back together. Clean up after yourself. Again, that's one of those 1,000-time things, right, moms, dads? Also, too, no means no, thank you, and we also try to work on their manners. Parents and grandparents, if you've ever been frustrated, just remember 1,000 times. It takes 1,000 times. And it wouldn't hurt to say, I love you 1,000 times too. So love one another and be kind. Let me leave you with this. Tell your kids, your mom, your dad, grandparents, everybody today, especially today, right? It's Valentine's Day, that you love them. Life passes by so quickly, and before you know it, your little ones are out of the house, and your refrigerator has less food, not because you're going hungry, but because, you and your husband don't eat as much. The house will be a lot neater, but you'll miss the mess. Slow down. If you've got those little ones with you today, slow down, literally slow down. Hold their hand, rub those fingers, rub those toes. And remember that their 2 or 3 footsteps will equal your 1 footstep. Your legs are a lot longer, so slow down, let them walk at their pace and hold that hand. Teach your kids to visibly show love and kindness. Talk to them about what are ways of doing that. If it's helping mom set the table or helping dad take out the trash, get them to show love and kindness. Always say to your children, I love you. Try each day to carve out some time to let work and stress go and live in the moment, even with your spouse and with your kids. God blessed me with my family. He blessed me with this job and my family here at Lakeside. And of all the thousands of reminders that he loves me, my favorite Bible verse is, we love because he first loved us, 1 John 4:19. So go out today, show your love, be kind to each other, and remember to give your Valentine 24 hugs today. Thank you.